Susan Day, born Susan Hockday on December 10, 1952, in Payne, Illinois, was raised with a combination of quiet grace and natural beauty, both of which would eventually define her screen presence. She faced the challenge of losing her mother at a young age, a pivotal moment that deeply shaped her perspective on life. After moving to New York to live with her father, a newspaper editor, Susan's early years were marked by resilience. Her father's intellectual influence and her own sensitivity gave her a unique depth that would later inform her acting. Before stepping into the world of television, she worked as a model, appearing in magazines like 17. Her fresh-faced charm caught the eye of casting directors, ultimately leading her to an unexpected break, landing the role of Laurie Partridge on The Partridge Family. The Partridge Family years. At just 17, Susan Day had no prior acting experience when she was cast as Laurie Partridge on The Partridge Family. The show, which ran from 1970 to 1974, catapulted her to fame. Susan's portrayal of the witty and musically gifted daughter in The Partridge Family made her an iconic figure of 1970s television. The series also helped establish her as a teen idol, admired by millions. The chemistry between Susan and her co-star David Cassidy was undeniable, both on and off screen, but their personal relationship was much more complicated. Susan recalls the excitement of those early years, noting the whirlwind of fame and the challenges that came with it. Despite the overwhelming attention, she handled it all with grace, focusing on her acting and maintaining a sense of dignity through it all. Transition to serious acting. After The Partridge Family ended, Susan Day faced the challenge of breaking away from her teen idol image. Determined to be seen as more than just the girl from The Partridge Family, she pursued more serious acting roles. She starred in the made-for-TV movie Mary Jane Harper, Cried Last Night, 1977, portraying a young mother struggling with mental illness. Critics were surprised by the depth and raw intensity of her performance, and Susan proved that she was capable of much more than her previous role. Throughout the late 1970s and early 1980s, she sought out roles that allowed her to show emotional range, including appearances in dramas that showcased her ability to portray complex characters. This transition marked the start of Susan's evolution as an actress, moving beyond the world of teen idols to more mature and nuanced roles. ASLA Law, a career milestone. In 1986, Susan Day took on the role of Grace Van Owen on the legal drama LA Law, which became a turning point in her career. Portraying the intelligent, driven, and compassionate deputy district attorney, later becoming a judge, Susan's performance was a triumph. Her work on LA Law earned her a Golden Globe Award and multiple Emmy nominations, cementing her as one of television's most respected actresses of the 1980s and early 1990s. The character of Grace was groundbreaking at the time, portraying a professional woman who was strong, complex, and fully human. Susan's portrayal helped redefine how women could be depicted on television, empowered, capable, and multifaceted. Her role on LA Law became a milestone not only for her career, but for women in television, setting the stage for more complex female characters in the years that followed. A New Direction, Lies, and Lullabies. After leaving Love and War, Susan Day moved into more socially relevant projects. In 1993, she both produced and starred in the television movie Lies and Lullabies, later retitled Sad Inheritance, which focused on drug addiction among pregnant women. The film was a stark departure from her previous roles, and Susan fully immersed herself in the challenging material. She portrayed a woman struggling with cocaine addiction while pregnant, and her performance was widely praised for its authenticity and sensitivity. The role showcased a different side of Susan's acting abilities, as she shared her glamorous image to portray a deeply troubled and vulnerable character. It was a raw and unflinching look at the stigma of addiction, and Susan's work on the project further solidified her reputation as a versatile actress who was willing to take on difficult and emotionally challenging roles. Personal life, marriages, and family. Susan Dey's personal life has been far more private than her acting career. Her first marriage in 1976 was to Leonard "Lenny" Herson, a Hollywood agent much older than her. While the marriage was short-lived, it marked a period of significant personal growth for Susan, as she sought to redefine herself beyond the image of Laurie Partridge. The couple divorced in 1981, but maintained a respectful co-parenting relationship for the sake of their daughter, Sarah. In 1988, Susan married Bernard Sopransky, a television producer, and this second marriage was marked by a more private, low-key lifestyle. The couple focused on their family life, choosing to live away from the constant glare of the public eye. Their relationship has been described as strong and enduring, built on mutual respect and a desire for normalcy in a world that often demands fame and attention. Reflections on David Cassidy and their relationship. After decades of silence, Susan Dey has finally opened up about her complicated relationship with her Partridge Family co-star, David Cassidy. Despite their undeniable chemistry on screen, their personal bond was more complex than fans ever realised. Susan recalls their early days on set with fondness, but she also reveals the emotional challenges they faced behind the scenes. She admits to developing a crush on David, but their relationship was affected by the pressures of fame, and David's off-screen life was very different from hers. Susan also confesses the hurt she felt when David spoke about her crush in a magazine interview, describing it in a way that made her feel exposed and betrayed. While their relationship never fully blossomed into romance, Susan acknowledges that both of them were simply trying to navigate the whirlwind of fame at such a young age. Regrets and final reflections. Looking back, Susan Dey has come to terms with the complexities of her relationship with David Cassidy. While she once felt bitter about how their bond turned out, time has softened those feelings. She now recognises that David faced immense pressure from his fame, which may have shaped his actions and decisions. Susan admits that she regrets not reconciling with David before his death in 2017. "I wish we had talked one more time," she says emotionally. In her reflections, she sees their relationship as part of a larger shared experience, one defined by the highs and lows of fame, the sacrifices and the emotional weight of public life. Her honesty about her past with David is a testament to the wisdom that comes with age, and the grace she has found in accepting the past. She now sees their shared history with both affection and sorrow, cherishing the memories while acknowledging the complexities of youth, love, and fame, a legacy of grace. At 72, Susan Dey has become a symbol of grace and dignity, having navigated a tumultuous career in the spotlight with poise and humility. Her reflections on her time in the industry and her relationship with David Cassidy reveal a woman who has made peace with her past. She has chosen reflection over regret, emphasizing the lessons learned from both the triumphs and challenges of her career. Susan's honesty about her personal life, her struggles, and her reflections on fame remind fans that behind every public persona is a deeply human story. Her journey is one of love, loss, forgiveness, and memory, a reminder that even those who seem larger than life are just as vulnerable and human as anyone else.